Gentleman yields. The gentlewoman from Illinois, Ms. Ramirez, is recognized for 5 minutes for questioning.
Thank you, Chairman Higgins. I want to thank both of you for being here today. Similar to Congressman Trinidad, I have a similar family of immigrant story, and actually, as I look around, I think all of us here have a history of family migrating here. It just depended on when we came. So I want to clarify a few things, and then I want to get into some questions. First, I've heard a lot of conversation about legal entrance versus illegal entrance to this country. And it's my understanding that the CVP app is a tool to do the scheduling, right? So that people can enter here seeking asylum legally, correct?
That's right. The CVP1 app allows individuals to schedule their presentation at a port of entry, and our Immigration and Nationality Act expressly provides that people without documents can claim asylum at ports of entry.
So Mr. Nunez Neto, that means that if they're making that request, if they're filling out the app, as one of my colleagues just talked about, the filling out of the app, they show up to a port of entry and turn themselves in during that appointment, they are lawfully entering and seeking asylum, yes or no?
Individuals, and I welcome Chief Huffman's views here, but individuals who are processed by CBP at the ports of entry will be placed into removal proceedings and issued a notice to appear, and they, as part of that process, the immigration court process, have a right to claim asylum, which again is enshrined in the INA.
And if someone requests asylum because of the fear or the extreme circumstances that they have experienced in their country, or maybe Mexico, or maybe Guatemala, or Honduras, or Nicaragua, or whatever country that they are fleeing from, or in the process of getting up north from, they go through the critical fear interviews, correct?
That is true for individuals who are placed into expedited removal at the border. That is a separate, more streamlined process that is primarily used for individuals encountered between ports of entry, although it can be used at ports of entry as well. And that's right, the credible fear interview, which is basically a broad screen as it was designed by Congress in the Immigration and Nationality Act that allows frankly, most individuals who are going through that interview under normal circumstances to be screened in.
Got it. So I just want to come back to this concern. I really appreciate my colleagues on the other side being concerned for the children and the people that are crossing the border and the inhumane experiences that they go through. My youngest sister is adopted. She was 12 years old, weighed 60 pounds when she crossed unaccompanied more than 16 years ago. So I appreciate care for people like my family. The thing that I don't appreciate is the idea that they come to the border, they're at a school, or they're attempting to seek asylum like my little sister was, and all of a sudden we want ICE to deport them immediately to Mexico or to wherever their country of origin is. And in my opinion, having been in these countries for a very long time, months at a time, I personally know clearly what people are escaping. And so I know that if Edie's, my little sister, would have been deported immediately, if ICE would have came to the school and deported Edie's would have died within a month in Guatemala at the age of 12. So I actually have to push back on the other side and say that seeking asylum is not a crime. That is what many of our families have done. Maybe they did it now, maybe they're doing it today, maybe they did it 100 years ago. And so I'm really concerned, actually, when we talk about the number of people that have been repatriated or deported, because I'm not very clear yet on how many of the people that are requesting the critical fear interviews, in fact, are able to stay from immediate removal based on some of the training questions that I have. And I'll go ahead and send you some of that in advance so that I can get more information on that. I also want to mention, we've talked a lot about legal and illegal pathways. I do want to say that I appreciate the administration's commitment to identifying ways through some of the regional centers and other ways that asylum seekers can apply to be able to seek asylum here. While I don't think those are perfect and I don't think it solves our immigration issue or the cause of migration, I certainly think it's a path forward. I also do invite my colleagues, if they want to go to Guatemala, Honduras, El Salvador, my family's from the border there, happily to bring you with me, and we can talk and walk through some of those roads and get to know a little bit more of the immigrant experience. With that, Chairman, I yield back.
The gentlelady yields.